Just do the Crucible trees and in around 100 maps you'll have 10 extra albums. Do you guys have any idea how happy I am that the base game of PoE is not in the spot it was in Calendar League? Because the base game being fantastic is the reason I'm still playing. This league is so trash. It's so fucking bad, man. The longer I play it, the worse it gets. What makes the league so bad? This is my first league back in a bit, so I'm a little bit confused. Why are people so negative? Ah, right. Okay. So to be really clear, people are generally only negative, including me, about the actual league mechanic itself and the way we interact with it, not the base game. If you've been away for a while, you're going to be having a ton of fun because the base game is in a really, really good spot. That's why I'm still playing it. It's great. Like, PoE is still fantastic. It's only the actual league mechanic that we all think is garbage. And the main reason for it isn't the rewards or the power level. It is the way that we interact with it. Like, the trees are really good, but it's practically impossible to get a reasonably good tree to start with. All the rewards are delayed. There are no intermediate rewards. It takes a ton of endgame maps to see anything. If you do luck into something with like, this drops a divine, or these drops exalts or scours or sextants or whatever it is you want, gets unveiled on an item, you quite often have to spend the next 22 maps channeling that same item and not getting any new ones just to receive the reward, which is like a big waste of time. Even if you know absolutely everything, about smashing endgame trees together, you still can't guarantee a tree. No matter how much time you spend or how much money you spend, you can't build a tree to your liking. We don't. Even with the best control ever, the best you can get is like a 40% chance of success, which means even if you know absolutely everything, we're still just rolling the fucking dice and hoping that an item tree goes together, and that's before you craft on it, which is a whole different thing. So like, the rewards are just not just super out of sync and super delayed, but they're also less good than the rewards were from the last league by a factor that's huge that I don't even know how to describe how big that is. But all of those problems stem from just purely the league mechanic. The base game is in such a good spot that, especially if you've taken a break recently, it would be still really, really fun to play right now. There's more deterministic and the power would be nerfed by a fair bit. So I don't think so. Yes, the idea is right, but the balance is still wrong. So it took me 45 divines in 7 hours to get 3 basic usable nodes on an already crafted piece. Now, I could have done that quicker if I was able to also imprint and return things, but my item was already crafted. So this isn't to get a 5-node crafted piece, and it isn't even to get perfect nodes. It was to get 3 nodes out of 5. And in my opinion, 3 nodes out of 5 that were good should have been obtainable for all items by all people level of power. Like, if you tried to, even as a casual player, you should be able to get 3 great nodes every time you want them. And it's only trying to go to a 4-node or a 5-node piece that should be really, really hard to do. That, like, I'm okay with like perfect trees being gated behind a lot of RNG and a lot of pressure. Like, if I'm trying to build a 5-node tree, I don't mind if that takes me several days, because I'm trying to build a perfect item, and that should be difficult. But instead, most people are running around with 1 node that's useful, or 1 node that they were after, and maybe a second one that's like, I didn't really want it, but I'll take 7% attack speed, which is like, it's not a matter of, is that not powerful? Because it's still powerful, right? If you're running Toxic Rain or Caustic Arrow or Explosive Arrow or something, and the 1 node you've got is +1 to level of bow skills, that's impactful. It's a lot of power, but it's not fun. Like it didn't, you don't feel like you've accomplished something, like you've gone and taken some items and done a thing and you're like, look at this bow I made. You feel like, oh, I'm lucky this one bow unveiled with a node on it because at least there's a node I can use. And that doesn't feel good. Hello YouTube. Welcome back. This is Baylor Mage again, and we got a little bit tired of Trade League. So this video is really just a what am I doing video, which is I restarted with 4 other people that I regularly play with in a tiny little group found league. And without looking up any builds or any build guide or anything, just using, you know, random game knowledge I already have and a hope and a prayer, I decided that I wanted to start the Totem Explode build as a Pathfinder, and that I was just going to play Caustic Arrow until I got a weapon. So I leveled without even knowing what the tree should look like. I actually leveled as Poison Caustic Arrow just to be weird about it. And that was basically just Caustic Arrow with Volley, so that I had a bunch of overlapping projectiles and just poison chances and poison and just poisoned. And honestly, some of the most disgusting damage I've ever had while leveling a character. It didn't really carry over into maps super well, so I ended up changing into just a regular Caustic Arrow build by the time I hit early yellow maps. Right now, I'm cooking a bow in every single zone that I enter, and I still haven't hit a single Totem Explode bow. So I don't know how long that'll take. I'm hoping it happens today. I would like to try that. But we will jump in game and show everyone where we're up to with this playthrough. All right, this is my little guy. We named our little private league, Is This Tree Good? As a joke to how many people link trees a day and ask if they're any good. Unfortunately, we are in some proper trash gear. I am not a solo self-found player. I really, really don't know what I'm doing. I have played in solo self-found like once or twice already. But as you can see, when you look around at my gear, absolutely none of this is good. This is a +1 5 link with no useful nodes in it at all. I got the 4% attack speed. That's it. I've got a chest that's a 5 link with, I actually crafted some energy shield on it because I'm Eldritch Battery and I needed enough to be able to use my skills. I've got the world's worst pair of boots, an absolute trash belt, okay-ish rings, but yep, this is where we're up to, level 84. We just did Uber Lab, so now I have my permanent flask, my permanent life flask up, so I should be reasonably tanky. And this is what my tree looks like. Again, I didn't open a guide. I didn't open anything to follow. I didn't plan anything, but I have played Chaos Damage Over Time builds before. I have an idea of how the poison totems function if I manage to get there. The only things I've done that are a little bit weird is I did take a poison mastery. Even though it's not great damage, I took it for the enemies poisoned by you cannot deal critical strikes. It's making me crit immune because frankly, I've ran out of damage that I want to take because the build is supposed to change into the totem build. I do not know how long that's going to take. I might have to maybe take some more damage nodes for the Caustic Arrow build. But in case anybody's wondering, I do have a path of building of where I'm up to. I would not call this a build guide. I have done no research. This is just an idea of where I'm at. Unfortunately, I am not running Skitterbots right now because I do not have the mana for it. I plan on putting Skitterbots on pretty soon. Right now I'm running Herald of Agony, which doesn't actually help Caustic Rain. That is only a poison thing. It makes almost no difference at all. But I actually don't even know what else to put there until I can afford to fit in Skitterbots, which I'm just like a little bit off. So skitters are supposed to be on, and they will be soon enough. As you can see, not that tanky at all. Also damage pretty low, but honestly, I haven't hit any walls yet. I've been functioning. I've done 1 or 2 red maps, but mostly I'm in the late yellows right now. So that's all that is. That's all this video was just an update of what I'm doing and struggles through. We're going to call it solo self-found-esque, because there's a little bit of help. You know, there's 3 or 4 of us. So far, been really fun. I'm seriously considering group self-found, maybe even for a league start next time. It's quite a lot more fun to me when I don't have the ability to buy everything, which is a little bit weird. I'm very much used to just being able to buy whatever I want. The turning point for me, just before too many people ask of why did I choose to restart this early, the turning point for me was that I made a 100 divine sale, and it was an inconvenient and annoying to me that I had to leave my map to get 100 divines, and then I found it inconvenient to put them away. I was like, man, that's like 10 clicks. It's so annoying. And then I thought to myself, isn't the whole point of playing the video game that I'm supposed to be chasing dopamine and fun? And now I have so much money that 100 divines is irrelevant. Maybe softcore trade is done for me this league. Maybe I need to go somewhere where I can get exciting. And honestly, dropping a 5 link on the ground in a more solo self-found environment early on gave me more dopamine than getting 100 divine trail. I was like, yeah, because like I was only in early yellows and I was still stuck on a 4 link. And then I was like, yeah, 5 link. And so pretty big, pretty fun. We're going to keep doing it. The goals, hopefully this league, is I would like to, 1, get all of my watchstones, which I think is actually an achievement in solo self-found. But also I'd like to kill at least 1 Uber boss. I've never done that outside of a trade league environment. I would like to kill at least 1 Uber boss. That's my go. So Totem Explode should be able to do it. I just need to keep cooking bows. Right. That is the end. I will see everybody next time. Goodbye.